Hello friends, today I'm going to explain you how positioning works in HTML CSS. Uh, Basically, in CSS, what kind of properties we can use to place our container, our elements on a page, giving by giving some properties. So there are total 4 properties, which by default it every element it takes static position, and then we have absolute, relative, and fixed and sticky. So my motto today for this video is to just explain absolute and relative, because here is where all you know uh, people get confused. So I'll just take a dummy paragraph, or we can take, I will just take header tag. Okay, and then we have a container, div container, and some dummy paragraphs. So if I refresh my page, so this is what I can see: header text, then a container, and paragraphs. So by default, how this container have taken position as static. So even though we give or not, it takes position as static. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'll give position as absolute. Okay, so basically whenever we play with absolute and relative, we just have to take care of these 4 properties, basically top, bottom, left, right. So they both these 4 properties work for both absolute and relative. We can place our uh, element by giving this property. So how this top, bottom, left, right works is, okay, let me see if I have a paint. Okay. Okay, there's some problem. Okay, and no worries, I'll just explain you on a new tab. So basically how it works is, whenever we give top, so if value top, basically it works from vertically, like from this screen to bottom screen. So when we give values greater than 0, top greater than 0, so that means element will start moving downwards. Okay, if we give top, if our top value is less than 0, then element will move upward. So not able to draw, but you can consider x-axis, y-axis, how this x-axis, y-axis works. So the similar way, top negative values and positive values work, and then comes, and same for other properties, left, right, and bottom. So for left and right, how it works: horizontal, from this point to this point. So if we are giving a positive value, then element will start move toward right side, and if we give negative value to a left property, it will move toward left side. Okay, so this is what I want to give. So whenever we give position as absolute, we have to define, we have to basically take help of those properties which I have explained. So if I just go to the page and refresh, so you will see the z index of this box is greater, so it will be on top of the paragraph. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give top as 0 and left also 0. So what uh, will be the result? So basically this box, you know, it should be absolute to our web page. It basically absolute always work with the parent. So parent for this container is our this DOM, and it starts from this portion. So when I'll refresh, it will take top 0 and left 0. So this is the result when I have refreshed. So you got right. Now just for uh, testing purpose, I'll give 100 top and left top. So now this container will move downward toward 100 pixel and right 100 pixel. So if I refresh, here is it's going to be placed. So this is how absolute work. So now I'll just change this position to relative and keeping this top left. Okay, first I'll remove. So now how it is going to behave is this box will come in the middle of header text and this paragraph. So this is how it works. In case of absolute, you have seen these paragraphs remove this box space, and box basically overlap to this paragraphs. So basically z, because of z index, this box is visible top of paragraph. But in case of relative, it basically doesn't take those spaces. Paragraphs, you know, it start after the box is painted on a DOM. Okay, now when I give these properties, so now it basically starts from its parent. So parent is this particular div. So wherever it is placed, so it will take position relative to its parent. So from this particular portion, it will move toward 100 pixel here and 100 pixel bottom. So now when I am going to refresh, so if you see, for in case of relative, it started from here, but in case of absolute, it took from page DOM on top. So this is how this property work. Okay, one more thing where everyone faces, you know, challenge, like if we have to place this box not taking parent as a DOM, but maybe some other element or other div. So what we'll do, we'll take one more div. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll create main container, and this would be a inner container. So now just to see how main container looks, I'm going to define some CSS for this particular container. Now let me create it little bigger. Okay, so now basically we have to place this container relative to the parent container. So first of all, what we have to do is we need to change position of this container to absolute and to the parent container as a relative. Now this container will be positioned based upon its parent container, where we have defined this property as relative. So now it will be relative to this container. Now if you see, when I refresh it, okay, just to differentiate, I'll give red color to the main container. Okay, now you saw this is a parent container and this is a child container. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give child container 0 and left as a 0. Now this child container, I mean, as we have given position as absolute, instead of going starting from top of the page, what it should do, it will start from this parent container, so it will be placed somewhere on this position, top 0 left 0. It will take top 0 left 0 from this container. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh. Okay, now you see this is how this container is placed. Just to see how position absolute works, I'll just comment this, and now if you see this blue box, it will, from where it will start, on from top. Hope you got this and you understood how positions work, how absolute and relative works. I think this is something which is asked by each and every interviewer, and candidate, they always fail to explain this particular part. What they are going to ask is absolute and relative, everyone knows, and you can explain by giving a definition, or you can take one box. But when they ask how this container or how this element will work, if we have given a position relative to a parent container, or how the inner container or inner box will work if we have to place based upon its parent. So this is where you can explain them now, and I'm pretty sure you are clear with this explanation. So let me know your feedback, comment, and if you have any questions, just ask me. Thank you.